you've been sending in your questions. This was a question from Brendan. The protections that our first responders have are due to the negotiations of their unions. As a proponent of removing protections from them, would you also support removing similar protections negotiated by the teachers union? My guess is that they're referring to the police union in that question. What do you say to that?
Well, I'm not sure what they're referring to. You know, what we're doing is addressing qualified immunity, and that's something, of course, that the unions are opposed to. So I could not say that I would do that with teachers union. I think that is total apples and oranges. So the problem in policing, though, and, you know, remember when we watched George Floyd be murdered, that police officer was looking dead into the camera. He didn't care. He was looking in the camera, and he had his hand in his pocket as he slowly killed George Floyd because he was acting with complete impunity. And so that is one of the basic problems in policing and one of the key parts of our bill. Now, I will say, without hands down, it's the most controversial part of our bill. But to me, that applies to policing. I think that might be what the person is referring to in the teachers union, and I don't see the relationship at all.
All right, now let's go to a question, which is a big question a lot of people have today about protests and beaches. Why is it okay, this is from Lisa, okay to protest outside and it won't have an effect on the illness, but they're closing the beaches? What's the difference? Now, as a member of Congress, you're not the person who made the call to close the beaches, but members of your party, right, people that you have supported, are making that call. Is that a good idea for July 4th? Keep everybody off the beach?
Well, yes, I think it is a good idea, and I'm sure that when that decision was made, that was made because July 4th, a very social holiday where people are going to be drinking, lots and lots of people would go to the beach, and how you're going to maintain social distancing, I think, would be very difficult. Now, people were worried about the protesters as well, but, you know, it was interesting because I saw a lot of the protests where, number one, the protesters wore masks, lots of them, and in some cases I saw the majority, and you also saw them socially distancing, which I thought was interesting. It made it look very interesting.
There were a lot of protesters that were not social distancing, and we've seen at the beaches in recent weeks, a lot of people are social distancing at the beach, and they are also outside. So you understand why there's some frustration on that issue.